Hey YouTube, Scott Dunnage Garage. Welcome to our next adventure in northern Colorado. And on day one, things have already gone sideways. Stay tuned. So we're just outside of Estes Park on Pole Hill Road. Nice little off-road trail. We're about 9/10 of a mile up into it, and we noticed problems. All right, as I was driving up the trail, I noticed a banging sound from the front end that wasn't normal. And I think I've got it narrowed down to the drag link. I'm pretty sure that's the banging noise I'm hearing. I'm also pretty sure that is an aftermarket high steer bar. And finding one at the local parts store is going to be next to impossible. But that's not the only issue. There's bubbles and transmission fluid coming out of the transmission pan. The side of the transmission all the way up to the top is wet. So I don't know if the fluid is from the vent tubing and the transmission just got warm and burped some fluid out. I don't know. I've never had this problem before. I don't know if I can get a new bar locally up here. So a lot of I don't knows. What I do know is this. I have a non-refundable fishing trip excursion tomorrow. I'm going to learn how to fly fish. So I think tonight's plan is just to relax, enjoy the evening, and then, like I said, get up early tomorrow. So plan A is to limp into town after the fishing trip and have somebody diagnose the transmission and see if there is something major wrong with the transmission, or if it just needs a service, or if the fluid just got hot and burped out. If the transmission is bad, but we can limp back to Nebraska, we'll probably cut the trip short, limp back to Nebraska, and get the transmission rebuilt. If the transmission won't make it back to Nebraska, then we will look at getting a transmission rebuilt or replaced here in Colorado. Plan C, once we kind of have an idea what's going on with the transmission, we'll make a determination on what's going on with the track bar. We're supposed to spend the next 3 weeks here in Colorado doing some adventures and doing some trails and camping and overlanding, and then ending the trip at Overland Expo Mountain West. I will be at Overland Expo Mountain West, I hope, I think, yeah. I guess if they can't get it fixed in time, there's that. Dang it. I'm not sponsored by WeBoost, but fortunately I had one on the Jeep. Turned it on and it got me a single bar, which was enough reception to get a call out, and it gave me an opportunity to bounce ideas and do some troubleshooting with Matt. Again, not sponsored by WeBoost, but it came in a clinch today. What a beautiful morning. I finished breakfast and we're going to get into the chaos of the day. All right, we've made it to Estes Anglers for the fishing trip. On the way in, we got cell service, so I was able to call the shop back in town, and we got an update on the Jeep. Hey, it's future me. Let's go over some of that diagnosis here. It was not the track bar that was causing our issues. It was the front drive shaft. I blew out a CV joint. Also, the fluid that was leaking was not transmission fluid. It was something a little bit more sinister. But before we deal with that, let's go fishing. Isaac was my guide with Estes Anglers today, and he did an amazing job. He put me on a lot of brook trout and this beautiful brown trout. He was really patient when I was struggling catching way too many tree trout and rock trout. Great day. I really enjoyed it, but I got to get back into town and figure out what's wrong with the Jeep exactly and see if we can't find a shop to get it fixed. On the way in, I stopped, made a few phone calls, and I found this amazing shop, John's 4x4 Off-Road Outfitting and Auto Repair Shop. They're in Johnstown, which is just outside of Loveland, and they were able to get me in right away and get the diagnosis process started. And that's exactly what we're going to do. What we found out is I did blow up the front drive shaft CV joint. Apparently it had been going bad for a while. I missed it in maintenance and it just finally decided to let go. That was the grinding and banging. The fluid leak was oil from the oil filter housing. That apparently had gone bad. Had it been ignored, it could have starved the engine for oil and caused the engine to go bad. And this new drive shaft, oh, this is sexy. And then they upgraded the oil filter housing from the stock plastic to the new aluminum. All that said and done, all the repairs done, time to head back out to Pole Hill Road and finish off that drive. Good morning. We are back up here at Pole Hill Road. In fact, we're at the same campground we were at 2 days ago when we had all the issues with the Jeep. The plan was last night to get back up here so we can continue with the video where we were at and finish Pole Hill Road. We're just going to go a couple miles up the road to the next camp spot because I think that's going to be a better spot if it is available. There's a lot of little offshoots up here we've been looking at. I think we found the one we're going to camp at tonight. So, a little bored, going for a hike. Gorgeous view. Well, that's something you don't see every day. Wonder where it goes. Let's go find out. And yes, I know, it goes up. Just past the trellis, there's a little turn off, and it looks like it goes back towards the trellis. There's the rope. So I'm kind of at a loss here. That knot isn't a safety knot. The rope is frayed. It's not rated for anything. But I don't know if it's here on purpose for a reason or if it's somebody's trash. So I don't know. Do I take it out and hope it's trash, or do I leave it here and hope it's here for a purpose? Comment below. Tell me what you'd do. All right, it has been a relaxing day out here at camp. This is something I've never experienced, and that is just taking the day and relaxing. This is amazing. All our other trips have been a rush to get from point A to point B, and for the first time, it was go to I want to stop, and then just enjoy where we're at. And this is where I'm at. That's Estes down there. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. I need to make dinner, and it's just gonna be a freeze-dried dinner and then get to bed. Tomorrow we gotta head in, restock, do laundry, and start heading to the next destination. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You have yourself a blessed day. And remember, life's an adventure. Go live it.